let's say you go to a supermarket to buy some vegetables. So you bought tomatoes, capsicum and brinjal. And this is what it cost you. So the tomatoes that you bought cost you actually 34.25. So what does this 0.25 indicate here? That is actually the paisa part. So it is 34 rupees and 25 paisa. Similarly, brinjals cost you 48.50 and capsicum was for 40 rupees. So how much did you actually spend on buying these vegetables? So for that, all you need to do is add these three. That is, add the cost of the three and you will get your total cost. That is, how much did you actually spend on these three. So for that, you need to add these decimals. That is addition of decimals. Now let's see how do we add these decimals. It is similar to integer addition, but one thing that you have to keep in mind is that the decimal point should come one below the other. So you write it, place it in columns, but the decimal point should be one after the other. So if you have this number 40, do not place 40 here. 40 is an integer which will come in the integer part. The decimal points should be lined one below the other. And I can write 40 as 40.00. So now you can add in a similar way as you've been adding integers. This would be 5. 5 plus 2, 7. Put the decimal point. 8 plus 4, 12. 1 carry over. 4 plus 4, 8. Plus 4, 12. So I get 122.75. So I see that adding these decimals, I get this, which is 122.75, which is my total cost. That is 122 rupees and 75 paisa. Now, if you give your shopkeeper 150 rupees, you give the shopkeeper 150 rupees, your total cost was 122.75. How much would the shopkeeper return you back? Well, the shopkeeper would cut 122.75 from your 150. That is, he will take away 122.75 from your 150 and give you the remaining back. That is, he will subtract 122.75 from 150. That is subtracting decimals, because I can write rupees 150 as 150.00. I can make this integer a decimal, so I am subtracting two decimal numbers, which is subtraction of decimals. Now again, for subtraction also, follow the same rule. Place the decimal point one below the other and then follow as it is, as you've been subtracting integers. Similarly, you subtract decimals, but place the decimal one below the other. That is important. Now you need to subtract 122.75 from 150.00. So you want to take away 5 from 0, you cannot. So this becomes 4. This becomes 10 now. So subtracting 5 from 10, you get 5. This is 9. Subtracting 7 from 9, 2. Put the decimal point as it is. Again, take away 2 from 9, which is 7. 2 from 4, which is 2. 1 from 1, which is 0. So you get 27.25. That is 27 rupees and 25 paisa. This is what the shopkeeper has to return you back. So you've seen addition and subtraction of decimals. Now let's look at multiplication. Let's say the cost of tomatoes is 25.60 per kg. So for 1 kg, you need to put 25.60 rupees. You need this much rupees to buy 1 kg. If you buy 1.5 kg, then what would be the cost? Now remember that 1.5 kg is a fraction number. You can convert this fraction to a decimal number. This would be same as writing 1.5 kgs in the decimal. So now, applying unitary method, I know the cost for 1 kg. What I need to find is the cost for 1.5 kgs, which would be cost for 1 kg times 1.5. And this is nothing but multiplication of two decimal numbers. So I can say this is multiplication of decimals. Now, how do I multiply these two decimal numbers? I can convert decimals to fractions. So I can write this as 2560. After decimal, 2 digits. So 1 followed by 2 zeros times, this would be 15 by 10. 1 followed by 1 0, because after decimal I have 1 digit only. Now I have two rational numbers. I know how to multiply these two. I multiply the numerators and I multiply the denominators. Now multiplying the numerator, I get 38400, and multiplying the denominators, that is 100 into 10, I get 1000. So this is what I get. (384 by 10), or I can simply convert it now to a decimal, because I have a power, the denominator is in a power of 10 or is 10. So what I can do is I can write it as 3 converting to decimal, that is 38.4. Or you can see this is same as 384 by 10, and you can write it as 38.4. Now this is same as, if you look at here, how do you come from here directly to this step? Let's look at that method. Now forget the decimals, multiply the two numbers. That is, you multiply 2560 directly by 15. Forget the decimals, forgetting the decimals. What I get is 384. This is what I did, 2560 into 15, which is 38400. So I get 38400. Now how many decimal digits? I have one digit here after the decimal. I have two digits here after the decimal. So 2 plus 1, that is 3 digits after the decimal. So place the decimal after 3 digits. 1, 2, 3. This is how you multiply two decimal numbers. This is what the answer is. 38.40, which is same as this number, 38.400. Because after the decimal point, the zeros do not make sense. This is same as 38.40. So we've seen how to multiply decimal numbers. Now we can do it vice versa also. Here you knew the cost of 1 kg and you were finding the cost of 1.5 kgs. If you know the cost of 1.5 kgs, you can find it for 1 kg too. Let's say you bought 1.5 kgs and you were charged 38.40 rupees for that. Now if you want to know how much did 1 kg actually cost you, what will you do? Again, unitary method. 1.5 kg gives me 38.40. That is what 1.5 kg costs me. 1 kg would be 38.40 divided by 1.5. This is nothing but division of decimal numbers. So I get division of decimal numbers now. Now how do I divide these two decimal numbers? So this is same as writing 38.40 can be written as 3840 by 100, converting this number to a fractional number, divided by, which is divided by 1.5, which is 15 by 10. Now I know how to divide two rational numbers. All I need to do is convert this division to multiplication. So if I convert this division to multiplication, I reciprocate the terms. So this would be 10 by 15. Now cancelling the 0, what I get is 384 by 15. So I get 384 by 15. Now I can divide the numerator and denominator by 3, which gives me 128 by 5. Now dividing the two, you can convert it to a decimal number, or how else can you convert it? Either divide the long division method, which is so 5 2s are 10. I get 28. 5 5s are 25. I get 3 as the remainder. Placing a decimal, this becomes 0, 6. So dividing 128 by 5, I get 25.6 or 25.60. Or else the other way is, you have 128 by 5, convert the denominator to a power of 10 or 10. So multiply both by 2. You get 128 into 2 is 256. 5 into 2 is 10. So you get 25.6. Follow either of the two. From the fraction, get back to a decimal number. So this is what 1 kg will cost you. So if 1.5 kg cost you 38.40, 1 kg will cost you 25.60. That is 25 rupees and 60 paisa. So we've seen how to add, subtract, multiply and divide decimal numbers.